I'm in pain.
Hi ministers, welcome or welcome back to my channel. And yes, the title is true, no clickbait whatsoever. I copied Ariana Grande's God Is a Woman back in 2018 for one of my unreleased bops called House Elf. And today I'm going to be exposing myself and exposing exactly how I copied the Queen Miss Ariana Grande and why I probably could not have released this song anyway. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Micah. I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer. Back in 2018, I think that I was still kind of trying to find myself as an artist, and I was really looking to like pop music to like give me an idea of who I could be. The summer of 2018, that's when Ariana Grande released God Is a Woman, and this song was just amazing, honestly. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is trap pop perfection. This is what we are about. I love it so much. So I wanted to try to emulate that style because also back then, like I had a slight fame obsession and I probably wanted to get on like Spotify playlists. So I wanted to make something that obviously was doing well already because you know, that's kind of smart. You follow a formula, what's doing well, how can you emulate it? And how can you make it your own while still using the winning formula of whatever it is that you are trying to copy. So I chose God Is a Woman. So we are going to go into the music program now, and I'm basically going to show you where I copied and how I copied it and how it turned out and what I could have improved on and what was actually kind of good. So we're in the program now. I have Ariana Grande's instrumental. I have her almost studio a cappella. Then I have my instrumental, my studio a cappella. I'm assuming everybody knows what God Is a Woman sounds like, but nobody knows what my song sounds like. So my song was called House Elf. It was about Harry Potter. That's why it was called House Elf. Ariana Grande is a huge Harry Potter nerd, like myself. Ariana Grande is also in Slytherin, like myself. So let's hear my song, instrumental and vocals.
I'm not your house elf, I am something else, bigger and stronger, wiser and older. No, I'm not your reject, I want genuflect, bigger and stronger, wiser and older. No, it's too late for...
Right. So that was my song called House Elf. It was about not being somebody's servant anymore in terms of a relationship. Like, you can't come to me for help anymore. I'm over you. You're not gonna dominate me anymore. So that's what it was about. A keen Ariana Grande fan could already pick up on the similarities, but let's go through them just in case you didn't notice any yet. Let's compare the instrumentals because that's truly where the copying begins. Let's do Ari first. Let's do God Is a Woman first. Right. So immediately there you're hearing that there's a guitar and some kind of organ, piano-y type sound. And it also, like it goes like, it opens up, the sound opens up. So let's see if I copied that in my song. I did not. However, I did try to use a similar sort of piano in order to evoke similar emotions. I had some technical difficulties, so I had to take a little bit of a break. I almost gave up on filming this video today, honestly, but I am determined. I know that I was speaking about me copying the piano sound. Honestly, if I could have copied the exact instruments that she used, I didn't know which instruments that they used, honestly, so I couldn't. But if I could have, I probably would have. Definitely would have gotten sued. I wanted to have that similar piano feel, and I wanted it to feel kind of personal in the beginning, in the same way that God Is a Woman felt personal, because it was just a piano slash organ slash guitar progression in the beginning. I forgot to mention that Ariana's instrumental is 145 beats per minute and mine is 148 beats per minute. So it's right in that trap pop zone as well. But this is how she transitioned from the first chorus or the intro into her first verse. And you hear that 808. Listen again, go back if you need to, listen again, listen for that 808. Now listen to what I did. So, in Ariana's version, what version? In God Is a Woman, Ariana used a noise and she used her 808 drum to transition. I just used the 808 drum to transition into the trap pop verse. So here I go. Doom. I don't know if I'm doing it properly. Doom. But like that. So that's what I did. And then you get into the verse, which I 100%, like, I tried my hardest to get it to sound as close to hers as possible. So this is how the verse... Oh shit, I forgot to take that out. So this is how Ariana's verse sounded. Listen for the 808. Right, and you hear the hi-hats going crazy. So let's listen to what I did. Very similar. If you listen to the 808 drums, like the bass of the sound, and how it's moving. Now, I will say that in Ariana's God is a Woman, her hi-hats sound a lot more interesting than mine. If you don't know what a hi-hat is, it's essentially like the higher sound that you hear kind of like moving around your ear, like the so her song's definitely dirtier but better than mine and fuller. Because I hear it in both, you know, ears. So it's very wide in the stereo field. She also has like a nice vocal carrying it as well, besides her actual vocal. And that makes it sound a lot better, a lot fuller. So that's one difference. I would say that Ariana's God is a Woman sounds fuller than my house elf. Like, I didn't get that full sound that she had because hi-hats were never my specialty in making trap pop. Like, I was never really that great at them, honestly. But I tried. That's the verse. Now I want to talk about how we transition into the first chorus. I know I definitely took inspiration there because Ariana doesn't transition into a very hard first chorus. It actually takes down the energy of the song and removes the trap drums. And this is what it sounded like. Love it how I move you, love it how I touch you, my one, when all is said and done. So right, you see how it kind of just drops off? I did something similar for my song. I'm not your house elf, you love it how I move you, you love it how I touch you, my one. So what I'm gonna do is sing God is a Woman on my instrumental, just so that you really hear how I did that transition properly. You love it how I move you, you love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman, and I feel it after midnight, a feeling that you can't find, my one. It lingers when we're done, you believe God is a woman. I tell you all the things you should know, so baby take your hand. Lyrics. Basically, yes, you hear how it transitions and how it's very, very similar to Ariana Grande. I feel like my song has a little bit more punch and it's obviously faster, but you hear that similarity in terms of how I bring it down for the beginning, and then I kind of, at the second half of the chorus, I bring it back up and I add in the claps. The same thing that Ariana did in God is a Woman. So I could actually sing my lyrics over that. So let's do that actually. I'm not your house elf, I am something else, bigger and stronger, wiser and older now. Now I'm not your reject, I won't genuflect, bigger and stronger, wiser and older now. You see that it can work on her beat, it can work on my beat, and her song can work on her beat, or it can work on my beat. Now the last thing that I want to compare between both of our songs is me flopping. I 100% failed. There's a reason that this song is unreleased. I tried to do that fantastic gospel vocal effect that she did at the end of God is a Woman. So this one, we're just going to focus on the a cappella track and just listen to how great Ariana sounds.
God is a woman. God is a woman. Yeah.
So you hear all of those vocal layers. It sounds honestly like a gospel choir, and it's just her and probably like one or two like of her friends doing backup vocals, just to add a little bit of like difference so that there's tonal differences. But that sounds great. Let me even go back a little bit further.
God is a woman. God is a woman.
You hear that? That is fantastic. It is amazing. Now, let's listen to what I did. I apologize for this, Ariana. This was very, very bad of me.
I'm not your house self, your house self. I'm not yours, I'm not your house self, your house self. I'm not yours, I'm not your house self, your house
I don't know why.
I'm not yours, I'm not yours.
I'm kind of serving at the same time.
Your house self. I'm not yours. I'm not
Okay, I did kind of serve with that last note.
house self. I am something else, bigger and stronger, wiser and older. No, I'm not your reject. I won't genuflect, bigger and stronger, wiser and older.
It doesn't sound big, it doesn't sound full, it doesn't sound like different voices, it doesn't sound like a gospel choir, honestly. And I I definitely flopped in that regard. The song is unreleased for a reason, guys. There is a song that I made more recently that I tried to do that gospel effect, and it sounded a lot more convincing.
Whoa, TikTok goes the gym clock, and now
You heard that. Let's go back to that. That sounded great.
TikTok goes the gym clock, and I'm
That
still
sounds way more gospel-like.
waiting.
That was a much smaller section of that song though. But I was able to pull up the gospel effect a lot better because it was a lot shorter. Honestly, I'm learning everything on YouTube, honestly, and then through trial and error. So I'm just glad that I was able to pull it off in some kind of song, but I definitely did not pull it off in House Elf, unfortunately. I think that it's fair to say that everybody has inspiration, you know? We all take inspiration from different sources. Copying somebody's style so obviously can sometimes make it not feel like your own. There are people who have taken inspiration from like Dua Lipa, and I was still able to release this song because it felt enough like me to release it. But this song, I just fell out of love with it, and it did not feel like me, and the vocals did not sound like how I wanted. You heard me screaming, "Ah!" Like you heard that, so you know that that wasn't it. I was really trying to be somebody else, and it came across, it was too much. It wasn't a nice balance. It wasn't just inspiration. I was really trying, just too hard. And that was a lesson that I've actually come to learn at this point. Now I'm not really trying to copy people so directly or copy the big pop stars so directly. I'm trying to find a way to use the elements in their music that work for my own productions, because this is my journey towards becoming a pop star. I'm going to pay attention to the pop world and the popular songs and the popular genres, and I'm going to try to incorporate it into my style if it fits. That's just going to happen. But I don't want to lose my identity in the process, and I feel like overall I lost my identity in the production process of this song. Not so much the lyrics. I made the lyrics my own, I made the message my own, but I lost me and my essence of production. The thing about me is that I produce my songs myself. So I think that there's a personal element to that. It's different when you're making a song with a team, or 75% of the song is finished when it's sent to you, because then it becomes your own through the songwriting and the singing. But I'm doing the singing, the songwriting, and the producing. So each element ideally should feel like me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for sticking with me if you've made it this far. This video is a part of a series of pop albums, you know, singles, music, performances, lyrics that inspire me, and how they've helped me along my journey to becoming a pop star. Because that's what it's all about. That's what we're gearing towards. That's what we are. We are a pop star. Manifest. Period. Comment your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings down below. I selected this video just for you. This is perfect for you, so get into it. And I will see you guys in my next video, okay? Bye, menaces!